What's up, you guys? It's Dee here, and today I have a very important and special video. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? I'm going to be talking about one of the most beloved yet abused animals on the planet, elephants. No, I'm not an elephant, but partially because, I am Eliza Thornberry. Elephants are one of my favorite animals. Elephants, great blue whales, flamingos, koala bears, and orangutans. Those are my top 5 favorite animals. Yeah, I think I covered one from pretty much every biome, right? Wild and Gray is a really, really amazing company. They give part of their proceeds back to elephant programs and elephant conservation. And not only that, but they're worried about the environment too, not just the animals. So they make their stuff out of sustainable, biodegradable, recyclable material that is, in fact, not part of the fast fashion. You want to go check Wild and Gray out. They will be in the description below. And I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit more information on what's happening with the elephants and why a company like Wild and Gray is really, really making an impact just from simply selling some really cute clothes. So guys, please be aware before you continue that there is going to be some graphic things that you're going to see. I'm really, really sorry, but that's the way that it needs to be in order for us to really feel something and want to do something differently. Asian elephants have actually been the biggest problem with what's going on with the Asian elephants is the tourism industry. Over in Southeast Asia, they thrive off of, their economy thrives off of the tourism industry and the entertainment industry, specifically that they provide to tourists through wildlife.
Elephant tourism is still one of the biggest money makers in Southeast Asia.
People go on vacation and pay money to either view or interact with animals. I don't think we can ignore the role that social media plays, but the issue with wildlife tourism is most people have absolutely no idea of what goes on behind the scenes.
We don't realize that this elephant has been repeatedly stabbed in its temples with a hook in order to get it to learn that skill.
On most people's bucket list for going to Thailand, you're going to want to see an elephant. Mahouts, trainers that care for their elephants, used their bullhooks on the elephants to get them to pose to allow tourists to take photos with them. A bullhook is a stick, and at the end of the wooden stick is a metal prong or hook. And this is the instrument used to control an elephant.
Us as humans need to understand that what we post on Instagram is one of the main causes and one of the main reasons that the elephant abuse in the tourism industry has perpetuated and has continued and has not stopped. The second that we stop funding that, we're gonna have to find a different type of way to entertain our tourists. They take babies from their moms so that they can prepare them for a lifetime of shows that they're not meant for.
I grew up going to circuses and zoos and being so excited to see the elephants, and now I look back and I think, oh my God, I bought into that tourist thing not knowing what was behind it. I took my children, I didn't know. It is absolutely horrendous, and they do it when the babies are small.
What they do is they basically will continuously beat you on the head, and they tie your arms and they tie your legs and they pull them apart until the baby learns how to sit down and lay down in an unnatural way that elephants typically don't do.
When an elephant is about 2 years old, the baby is confined. The first thing they teach the baby is how to sit, and so he said they use a hook at the back and someone pulls down, and then someone uses another hook at the front, and the baby's legs are tied together and they pull the legs front, and they do this over and over until the baby learns how to do it.
If people were taking our children away from us and doing the things that we're doing to elephants so that we could entertain other human beings, we would be appalled, and it would never ever be something that we would let happen because it's inhumane. I don't think that we should be taking that right and doing that to other animals for our own simple pleasure and for our own prerogative.
More than half of Thailand's elephant population is held in captivity.
The tourists expect quite a lot from elephant.
Jokia was blinded in captivity after she lost her baby and refused to keep working. Kabu's leg was broken in captivity and healed improperly. She was still forced to work in this condition.
They're kept in confines when they should be roaming freely. They're chained up.
A young elephant named Nina, she's 4 years old, and she performed in the show. And after the show, we walked over to where she was being kept. There was a chain around her leg that had spikes in it. And I asked her, Mahout, why? And he said, it's because she likes to kick.
Mahout said that he puts it on for a little while to teach her, and then he takes it off at night. We ended up coming back 6 hours later.
It's about 7:30 p.m. and you can see it's getting dark and it's pouring rain. Nina has had a spiked chain around her ankle since we last left her at her Mahout. He told us that at night he removes it, but he hasn't, and it was a lie. It's really, really upsetting to watch.
The problem with what's happening to the Asian elephants is that they're not necessarily dying of being poached. They're more so being starved. They're being beaten. They're suffering through a traumatic, long life of systemic abuse.
Elephants live 80 years. They live as long as people do. She was at the beginning of what could be another 60, 65, 70 years of this life. Was very overwhelming to sort of grapple with.
There's about 40,000 Asian elephants remaining, and that means that over the last decade, there has been a 62% decline in the population of elephants. So these animals that have been here since literally thousands and thousands of years have lost over half of their population just within the last 10 years, because that's how crazy we're being with these elephants. Like, that's not chill at all. Don't take pictures with sedated animals that have been drugged up like wildcats or elephants so that you can take a picture and post it on Instagram.
The system is actually designed to be confusing. Most tourists, I really do believe, kind of want to do the right thing. They want to get close to them. It's simple. It's understandable. And since 2014, the number of animal selfies that people have posted has grown almost 300%.
But none of us know what's going on. Even some of these volunteer programs, guys, if it is a legit volunteer program that is humanely treating the animals, you will not be allowed to come into the confines where these lions and these tigers and these elephants are.
I wanted to actually visit a couple of good elephant experience to see for myself what that looked like and how it differed from places that may call themselves a sanctuary but offer a lot of interaction. We went to Elephant Valley. They have elephants that have been rescued from the traditional industry. Tourists are not allowed to get close to the elephants.
It's snack time, so they're able to feed each of the elephants some bananas, and you can see this barrier to prevent people from going into the elephant grounds. So it's totally voluntary. The elephants come, so it's a sustainable option for elephant tourism.
Social media can actually be harnessed for good.
Not even just in the realms of elephants, but when you're traveling someplace, educate yourself on the place that you're traveling to. It really blows my mind how many people just go places blindly and they don't have any context of what's going on with that culture. Social media plays a direct and huge part in the way that we influence and that we are influenced.
When people decide that they no longer want to give their money to a certain sort of experience, and if enough people do that, then the experiences themselves will shift. You, the viewer and reader and traveler and just citizen, are at the heart of this story just as much as anyone else's. You have tremendous power as a consumer.
You don't have to be super rich in order to make a difference. You don't have to go volunteer all the way over in Thailand or Bali in order to make a difference or in order to be a part of the movement to help these animals recover and gain population again. All you have to do is simply go to Wild and Grey's website. Link is in the bio. Link is in my bio. Now let's talk about the African elephants. This is where more so of the facts come in. The African elephants to the savannah are the sharks to the ocean. They are a key player in the ecosystem, and they're a pivotal player in manifesting and maintaining a lot of other plants and animals in that biome. Today, there are less than 400,000 African elephants, as over 100 elephants are killed every single day. Sharks of the savannah. I just watched this guy reprimand his dog. A lot of these elephants have been forced to share their migration paths with humans. It can get violent, it can get dangerous.
Elephants once roamed across the international borders through Angola, Namibia, Zambia and Zimbabwe. But a spike in poaching there has led them to seek sanctuary where they feel safe, in northern Botswana. Botswana is Africa's last great elephant sanctuary. A third of the continent's herd lives here. For decades, these giants have been safely travelling their ancestral migration routes. But now, even Botswana's elephants are under threat.
Part of the reason that they reversed the ivory ban in Botswana is because, like I said, with the migration problems that are happening in these human and elephant interactions, there's a lot of conflict and a lot of danger that's going on towards the people in the streets because these elephants now are being pushed out of their homes. Therefore, the Botswanian government believes that we should be able to poach and hunt elephants as a means to keep that down.
Living next door to a herd of elephants isn't easy. This is the damage they often do. The custodians of the wildlife are the local communities. They can protect the animals if they benefit financially. Many villagers here have given up on growing crops because of the elephants. They can eat a whole harvest in a day. They lost their crops to the elephants, she explained, and some of their livestock to lions. But the authorities didn't help. There's no sign of the compensation payments they should have received for losing animals. But elephants are expanding their range, how far they wander. This leads to more conflict with humans.
In the past 4 years, we lost 2 people here in Jujubera who were killed by the elephants. But now they're just killing the domestic animals. I think government can just introduce hunting of the elephants again, killing them so that maybe they will be reduced.
Hunting is an appropriate land use, and it does have a conservation value, especially for communities that live in wildlife areas. And again, you know, they need to benefit. So that's their business, that's their life.
I just really long for the day where I get to look an elephant in its eyes and it just looks back at me and I just am like, okay. There was a brief time when that ivory trading ban happened where we were seeing a surge of elephants and the population was starting to increase again, but that was quickly dismantled when the African countries reversed the ban on illegal ivory trade. Why did this reversal of this ban happen?
So this was government verified. You can see the big X red spray paint on the carcass.
It was one of the few carcasses we saw verified in this way by the government. How many are there in this area?
Within this area now, 33. And then over a year, 88 within a similar area.
But he says the authorities didn't believe him. So he went to the media with initial reports of 87 carcasses. Then came the official response. The government of Botswana has noted with concern unsubstantiated and sensational media reports. These statistics are false and misleading. Botswana's new president, Mokgweetsi Masisi, was clashing with his predecessor, Ian Khama, especially over approaches to conservation. Mike Chase is close to the former president, so announcing a poaching crisis a few months into Masisi's term in office was seen by some people as a political attack on the new president. Then it got nasty. The president went on the offensive, saying it was the biggest hoax of the 21st century.
I do not agree there's been a spike in poaching in Botswana.
Hunting was banned by former President Khama. The new president has launched a public consultation and appears to be in favour of lifting the hunting ban and supporting a regulated ivory trade.
After the ban on ivory trading was lifted, there was a 600% increase in elephant carcasses that were found. The most populated countries of African elephants, such as Botswana, which houses about 130,000 of these 400,000 African elephants, lifted the ban last year that was put in place in 2014 on elephant poaching due to increasing conflict with humans and wanting to gain money off of the animals that roam freely.
But in a population of 130,000, it's a drop in the ocean and doesn't yet pose a threat to the overall elephant population.
At what point do we say we have a problem? Is it at 10, 50, 100, 150? Tanzania, that lost 60% of its elephant population in 5 years. That's how quickly poaching can settle into a population.
But the thing that I don't understand is they lifted the ban on ivory, selling ivory and ivory trading, but they also lifted the ban on trophy hunting. So please tell me how you're directly benefiting from trophy hunting an elephant that is literally doing nothing wrong but minding their own business and drinking their own water. This is a very, very serious problem that's going on. It's all in the name of greed. It's all in the name of money.
I think the government has been hiding it for a while, and now that it's been brought out in the open, we're now realizing how serious the problem is.
Mike Chase estimates 800 elephants died recently, 6 times more than 4 years ago. That a third of Africa's elephants had been wiped out in just 7 years.
Clear evidence of poaching. Half of its cranium has been chopped by a very sharp axe or machete. And then all around the periphery of the carcass are all these bushes, mapani bushes, which at the time were chopped and cut to conceal the carcass, because it's very open here, and in order to avoid detection. So rather than using another bullet and avoiding shot detection, they would have severed his spinal cord, rendering him paralyzed and defenseless while they chopped his tusks out.
So it would have been alive?
Yes, that would be the only reason to chop the spinal cord. Because he was wounded, he was alive.
His final report, with estimates of how recently they were killed, has been peer-reviewed by 9 international elephant experts, who support his belief that this shows a new poaching spike. There's trouble, but there's also hope in the elephant sanctuary.
I know it seems really overwhelming, guys. I know it seems like there's literally just so much bad happening with these things. Like, what can we do? To be honest, guys, there's a lot that we can do. Vote for legislative bans. Stop going and supporting the circus and the tourism industry. Don't ride elephants. Educate yourself. Educate your friends on what's going on with it. Don't take pictures with sedated animals that have been drugged up like wild cats or elephants so that you can take a picture and post it on Instagram. Go to Wild and Grey's website. This is one of my favorite shirts that I have. This is one of the first shirts that they sent to me, and I cut it to be a cute little crop. It says, "Be kind to animals." They just dropped that new. Go check them out, guys. Go check them out, guys. It's really, really important to me that we all do something. I really, really hope that you guys appreciated this video. We all love elephants. We all want to be a part of a greater cause. If you love elephants as much as I do, share this video. Help your friends get educated. If you're curious about knowing more elephants or wildlife abuse or just anything, I'm going to put a lot of different links that you can go explore down in my description box. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Elephants, orangutans, lions, tigers, they're not cars, guys. We can't just manufacture a new one on a Henry Ford assembly line when we decide that they're all gone and make new ones. We can't just take their DNA and clone them. Once they're gone, they're gone. And that doesn't even begin to cover 90% of the other animals that are in grave danger of extinction. Someone doesn't have to do everything to save these elephants, but if everyone just does one something, then we could really, really make a difference. It's we out. This is the something you can do.